what up, mi gente? It's your man Al Mega on the scene. Welcome to season 2, episode 1 of the Al Mega podcast. And today we have an amazing uh, entrepreneur in the house. Let me tell you, they're killing the game, handling their business, dope website. We want to get to it. It's construction, it's blockchain, it's tech, it's a journey, it's a whole bunch of business. But definitely should that get you inspired, get you motivated because this woman right here I'm bringing onto the scene is definitely on the scene. The one, the only, the incredible April Moss. How you
Woo!
doing today?
Doing great. Thanks, Al. Well, what an introduction. I'm not sure I've had that one before. Thank you.
Hey, but you're killing it. You're COO. You're a co-founder of Digibuild. You're out there. Killing the game. Helping people. Bringing tech to business. I mean, yeah, you're on an incredible journey. So thank you for coming on and taking time out your day to chit chat with me and with us to enlighten us and hopefully inspire us and see what it is that you do to see. Where April. Let me holler at you.
That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So absolutely. So let's get started over here. So let's start. Tell us a bit about yourself and your journey leading up to co-founding Digibuild.
Yep. So I spent about 21 years with Procter and Gamble in different roles: product
Oh wow.
supply, logistics, sales. Worked with a lot of the marketing teams, finance. I think there I built out several sales teams, retail sales organizations. My last position was running North America operations for their second largest customer team. So that was a lot of fun. And then I decided to make a switch and worked for a large brokerage where I worked with some of the top retailers and CPG companies in the globe. And that was a blast. I was part of their executive leadership team. And so I had the opportunity
Whoa.
to work in house with Starbucks and build out their first ever retail organization and manage that for a
Whoa.
few years. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was a cool company to work with. Neat model of how they take care of their veterans and a lot of the people that most people don't know about what they do for veterans and others. And then built out probably 17 other sales teams, worked in every position within the brokerage and decided that, yeah, CPG, I was getting a little burnout after several years. And Robert Salvador, who is the CEO of Digibuild, if you look him up, he's everywhere on the news, in the media, doing some really cool things with crypto and blockchain with for construction. And he worked for me for a few years. And fast forward, said, "Hey, do you want to come run operations and help co-found a company, Digibuild?" And I'm here today. And there's a little bit of back end story there. My dad was in construction, so I was like always appealed to me. And then I also
Yeah.
had worked for Construction Specifications Institute. So I did some real estate. So there is a little bit of a crossover, but really an honor and privilege to be able to work for Digibuild and build out something really cool for the industry that's very needed.
I'm digging it, 'cause but actually what inspired you, but Papa inspired you also. So let's talk about that difference. How would have Papa approached how you're approaching it nowadays? Would he have been had his mind blown? Did he work in the same industry in construction and all?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all right,
Well,
so
it was really cool. He was a subcontractor, sometimes a contractor, a lot of cabinetry that he did, but he did roofing, all different types of stuff. He loved what he did. But the industry is really tough on subcontractors and people, and most people don't know this, and it's kind of a sad story. So you've got a really cool audience here and stuff. But my dad was really sometimes got paid, didn't get paid. He
oh,
actually we lived in our kitchen in the wintertime because he didn't have work and it just wore on him. And so what people don't know is they get very depressed, a lot of the construction workers and subcontractors, and he ended up committing suicide when I was 9. And that
oh
was
my God,
yeah, I was
Lord.
really directly related to the industry and how brutal and hard it is on some of these contractors. So I have a lot of passion for what we're doing, and we're building out a healthier and happier industry. Our software will help everybody uh, with that's bidding, order, and tracking any of their orders for materials. And we're here to change the industry, not only from a technology standpoint, but from a people standpoint. So, it's very sad, but what we bring to the table really makes people happier and helps them. So I guess that's the bottom line there.
Yeah, first of all, so sorry. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't imagine going through that at such a young age and losing a parent, especially in that way. So, wow,
Well,
even
and what
I,
people don't understand is that there are more suicides in construction on construction than actual, like, any type of accidents on projects. So it is very common in
wow.
construction, and I never knew that till I came and worked for Digibuild and talking to people, and I'm like, wow, here I thought I had something unique.
Oh,
It just really impacted
oh,
my dad, but no, it's one of, I think it's the second or third largest industry with the most suicides. That's how
oh
prevalent
my.
it is. Yeah. So it is depressing that way, but things are changing. People are talking about it, and there's companies that are making things easier for those in the industry, and that's our passion.
Great. Yeah, talking about that passion, because why you're entering the construction technology solution space. So why
Yeah.
specifically focus on Web3 then, and that blockchain technology?
Yeah, so we built our so Rob used to be a big crypto gambler and liked crypto and stuff, and he grew up in construction. Like his dad grew up in construction, and he grew up in construction. He took over his
Okay.
dad's construction company years ago, and he saw the use for blockchain, which is what crypto and Bitcoin or those are built on, and said, you know what, we need to build a more transparent industry, and this would be a great use case to do that. So in 2019 we partnered with IBM and started building our product on Hyperledger Fabric. And so that's the cool thing about it, is that blockchain just does what it does. We've got a great product. People can still use it and not even know it's on blockchain, but it's that ledger process and driving transparency among different parties that really is special for what we're building out. And then, of course, we use artificial intelligence and stuff to go hunt down suppliers and use it for, actually building product. I don't know if people know that, but you can use AI to build
Yeah.
product and develop stuff. So we get this
Yep.
amazing, cool product, and that's about 80% of what we do. And then we have 20% of a really great team that provides, white glove, first class customer service, which nobody really offers anymore. So we feel like we've in this industry, customer service is everything. It's the biggest complaint we hear of the software companies that are out there that might be bigger than us and providing something a little bit different. But we're all about customer service.
Oh, there we go then. So share with us that vision, that mission behind Digibuild and how it wants to revolutionize the construction industry.
Yep. So right now we pivoted in 2019 when we had a bunch of construction companies come together in San Francisco and for 2 days sat in a room and said, hey, what's next? What's most important in the construction industry? And we had our ideas, and we were already building out like a project management type software. But coming out of that innovation summit, it was supply chain became the number one issue. And so we immediately
Mm.
pivoted in October of 2019, started building out DigiProcure, started in January 2020. And then, of course, COVID happened and supply chain just fell apart. And we've been building that ever since. So, what Digibuild does is we'll take your takeoffs or all your blueprints, and we can get takeoffs made from them. And we go out and do bidding, the order tracking of all your materials to the job site. And it doesn't matter if you're in the life sciences, which is hospitals, biochemical, any of those types of things. We'll go out and we'll procure materials there, railroad, hospitality, general commercial construction. We'll go out and find those supplies and get those bids for you. So that's kind of the secret sauce that we have, is that most companies can only go out and get one or two bids, maybe three bids. We can go out and get 10 and 15. And we
Ooh.
go globally. We'll start local and we'll go global. So one example, yeah, it's amazing.
'Cause that was my next question. I had one of those questions because uh, I was about to ask you, for our listeners who might not be familiar, with the term, what's Web3 and how you're applying it to construction industry today. But of course, what are some of the key advantages? You're already spitting that knowledge.
Yeah. So, for example, I'll just take one Marriott that we did down in Atlanta. we saved the company that was building that close to $650,000 just on
What?
material savings, just
What?
on materials. Then another
Whoa.
300 hours on manpower that you would have to order and track all that stuff. And that was it was an 85,000 square foot location. So that's what we're bringing the value. We save 10 to 15% in most cases on most supplies. And sometimes people
Whoa.
don't even care what the cost of the supplies is. It's that we can actually get them supplies. So there's we can save money, but also sometimes it's just timing because of where supply management is right now, right? Being able to get the supplies is just as difficult sometimes as trying to save money. So that's kind of our secret sauce.
Love it. All right. So, as a believer then in the potential of decentralized apps, right? Because crypto and all. How do you envision DApps transforming the construction sector in the coming years?
The way that I mean, there's lots of products out there right now that are doing it, but specific to Digibuild, I mean, we look at we're building out the biggest supplier database in the globe. We're building out the biggest sustainable supplier database in the globe. And the sustainable piece is very important because if you look at all the money that's being offered now through the US government, all these grants, all this money for sustainability, a lot of people can't even find the sustainable suppliers. And they're the sustainable suppliers that are out there. Sometimes they don't even talk about that they're doing sustainability because they're not quite sure, well, are we sustainable enough? How do we promote ourselves? So what we're trying to do is bring the sustainable suppliers in general to the contractors to offer up better services and better pricing and better connection. For our suppliers, we don't charge anything. There's a lot of companies out there today.
Ooh.
Yeah, suppliers, we love suppliers. We get them on our platform for free. And what that also does is that we specifically
It's like a dating app. Get the ladies on
it
for
is.
free.
I love that. It is a dating app. Yes.
It is a dating app, so get the suppliers on, because that's what everybody looking for, baby. Yeah, I get it. Hey, I love it. Digital dating, the future of dating your business.
I love it. I'm going to steal that now. So thank you for that. So it is kind of like a dating app. It's like, hey, we've got these. We'll make these connections and marry people up, and then we'll nurture that relationship. We make it very
Wonderful.
easy for those two connections to happen. And then what's really cool is that in our supplier database, we also ask people, hey, are you sustainable? What are your credentials? They put it up there. Are you female owned? Are you minority owned? Or are you veteran owned? And so people trying to get governments grants and stuff have to go out and they have a certain percent of suppliers or workers that have to be, either veteran, women owned, or
Wonderful.
minority owned. And we do all that in a one and done step.
Ooh, well, you hear this, folks? Isn't this amazing? All right, so I'm gonna keep on digging here. So, give me
Mhm.
some practical examples of D apps that could have a significant impact on a construction project management and efficiency.
Yeah, so I would say like Procore is a huge company and Autodesk, they're kind of leading the way for us. And so that makes it possible that even technology is accepted into construction. So construction is very old school. I just had a few months ago a construction company tell me, I don't know if we can use your app because we just got rid of our fax machine. So
A
and most
fax. My
yeah,
God.
fax.
Some
Yeah.
folks, kitties, it's
Mhm.
on Wikipedia. You can look those up if you don't know what a fax is. And let me tell you, because I've been surprised by kids even trying to use a rotary phone nowadays.
Well, if you saw in my office, I wish I could share it. I actually have an old-fashioned rotary phone just for fun. My niece came into my office. She said, "Is this a phone? What does it do?" And so I had her dialing it, and she's like, "It takes that long, the zero." She said, "How long did it take you to dial somebody?" And I'm like, "Oh, if and it's busy, you got to dial them back. There's no reset button." So that's kind of fun. But that old school stuff, but they're very old school. They're not adopting technology. Change management is very
Yeah.
difficult. So when you ask how many software companies out there, what type of technology, there is some, but it's nothing like any other industry out there. There is so much, and that's why we're excited, because we know we can change this industry. We're in the ground floor of changing it. But the Procores, the Autodesk, have created great project management software that they're using today in the industry, and they've led the way for us to be able to do this. So I work for Procter and Gamble. So how many diapers are out there? How many shampoos are out there? How many
Yes.
bar soaps? How many laundry detergents? And for me in this industry, there's not going to be one or two or three. All tides rise together. So we don't look at Procore as a competitor, or Autodesk. We look at them as leading the industry to drive more technology in this space where you could have
Yes.
hundreds and still compete.
All right. So, talking about that tech then. So, and navigating challenges and opportunities, what are some of the main challenges that you've encountered in integrating blockchain technology, if you
Hmm.
will, into the construction process, and how Digibuild
Yeah.
specifically has addressed those challenges?
Well, I'll tell you, I've probably talked more about blockchain on this podcast than any other conversation I've had in
Yeah,
the
you
last.
see, you were telling me you weren't comfortable with it, girl, but you killing it.
And the reason for that is that when you say blockchain in construction, people get freaked out. I mean,
Yes, they
they're like
do.
shut down. They don't want to talk about it. Oh no, it's crypto. But it's not.
Confusing.
It's
Yes, walls.
confusing. Yeah. And so what we tell them is we have a really great product that drives transparency and allows you 24/7 to see where your orders are, what's been bidded. It alerts you to tell you, hey, you got to get this order in. If you don't get this order in, do you want us to go out for more bids? And you could see, oh, it's on the ship, or it's on the truck, or where it's at in the process. So what we just tell them, it drives transparency. We never bring up blockchain unless they're geeks or understand anything in technology, because it just scares them. But the product that we're bringing and the service we're bringing is what's changing the game. So that's really what it's at. And then, of course, everybody wants to know about Chat GPT and Bard and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we've talked a lot about that. That's easy. They're amazing software. Anybody can use them. I recommend people using them.
Well,
Obviously,
yes.
we get
I
scared about that, but the day to
I
day,
preach it. I
yeah,
preach it to
yeah,
people. Again, like, listen, it's a tool like any other. When internet
yes,
came out, everybody spoke about it the same way, and not
yes,
no one could live without it, right? So it's
right.
like, people,
Yeah,
take a chill pill, understand its use. Yes, there are copyright things that need to be addressed,
sure,
and I agree
absolutely.
wholeheartedly. But that's the bad side of it. There is
Mhm.
a great side of it where people are not using it with that
Yes.
intent to hurt, but rather to learn. Like, okay,
Yep.
understand
Mhm.
me. This is how I do things. How can you help me? I
That's
mean,
correct.
AI is not bad. So again, it's like, again, please don't listen to the naysayer folks. I'm not telling you to listen to me. I'm asking you to decide for yourself, do the research before you make a real decision. All right. So, and talking about that, what are some of the unexpected opportunities that have arisen from adopting Web3 in the construction domain?
Oh,
Especially
so
with
many
digital.
things. So many things. Like, we've come across suppliers, small companies that want to grow, mom and pop companies, a company in Africa that's building
Africa,
you know,
check this out. So,
drywall out of hemp, right?
what?
Yes, it's
Don't
really
smoke your house, folks. Okay, we're not encouraging that.
well, even to another company that's building industrial paint built out of algae that actually takes all the bad stuff out of the environment, 100% out of the air.
What?
Yeah, and they're part of
An
X.
antibacterial house you're talking about? What?
Yes,
I love
yes.
it.
Yeah, and eventually they'll get to the commercial use of it, but for industrial use, another rock company who, did not have exposure to large projects that are out of California, and being part of our platform is able to bid on major contracts all over the US now and ship their rocks everywhere. So that's,
Amazing.
just being able to help an industry that's so needed of getting exposure. Because my dad, if he had exposure to larger projects, could bid on them, he might not have been in the place that he was at, depressed and trying to find job and provide for his family. So that's the joy that I bring, is making those connections, marrying people, you know, um, courting
I mean,
people and getting them all
hey,
together.
you're doing it. Digibuild's a dating app the business, baby. Let's get it done.
Yeah,
I mean, exactly. Everybody making that money and building together. Hey, no
yeah.
pun intended. Let's get it done. All
And
right.
one thing with AI you talked about, right, that's really neat is that, if you want to figure out, what kind of sustainable supply that you could substitute for another product, right? You can just use ChatGPT. Bard's actually a little bit better with that because they have more history and more information.
Yeah.
But that's
Well, it's
that's a way
Google.
too. That's Google, right? To figure out what you could substitute. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think I'm digging it. I play with all of them. I even got happy. I got the Google LM access. So, I
Oh,
figured out how to put together a whole bunch of instruments. So the intro you heard today is the debut of my first produced track using Google LM
no,
AI.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
I learned how
Awesome.
to put it together. I was like, yeah, baby, and I showed my family like, oh my god, so I'm making Spanish music, house music, hip hop. Let's go, kiddos. I mean, I listen. I endorse the use of technology because again, before we put it down, let's learn how to use it. All right,
Yeah.
and then
Uh,
with your own, you could give me a real opinion, and you're not, just repeating other people. I hate when other people repeat. Don't repeat. I mean, I
mhm.
always ask, have you used it? No. So then why? What are you talking about?
Yep, that's right.
You know what I mean? And,
Exactly.
and, and so
Mhm.
let's talk here about industry adoption and partnership. So how has the construction industry responded then, in your opinion, to the introduction of Web3, blockchain solutions, and have you
Yeah.
seen an increasing interest and adoption within the industry,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
or is it just Digibuild?
No. So we had one article drop, we've got lots of places where we've dropped different types of, demos and articles and stuff. And we had one article that came back and we were just talking about AI. We had 260 people ask for a demo. We
Okay.
would have never gotten that 2 or 3 years ago. I speak at a lot of build expos across the US. And in our panels, when we'd start like 2 years ago, we'd have some people come in and want to know about it, but it was kind of empty. The last one that we did, the room was packed.
Oh,
Everybody's interested. So I'm excited because we're seeing an industry that realizes in order for them to grow, to build capacity, they have to adopt technology. And that's what's exciting to me.
and we could read those articles on this particular website right here, folks, right? Digibuild.com. But I'm seeing there's home customers, resources, products, solutions, news, and updates. I mean, you are giving us the business here to learn and make an educated decision on usage, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And they can go to info@digibuild.com or reach out to me
Ooh,
at LinkedIn if they want to connect. Either way, we're open to give a quick demo. We just did a webinar recently. That's probably out there. We even gave some tips and stuff on how to use ChatGPT. So you can go find
hey.
the webinar that we is that's out there and get some more information.
And look at this site, folks. A lot of information for you to learn about Digibuild, a lot of notes, a lot of good stuff. Again, to get yourselves well informed, because I think this is very important. So let me ask here then, can you share any exciting partnerships and collaborations Digibuild has engaged in to further promote and implement the tech that you
Yep.
can share with
So
us? Hey,
we're partnering with a company called ICS, and they are
I know ICS. Hey, I work in tech too, so hey, on my
yeah.
day job.
So we're working with them on energy savings and stuff. In fact, I'll be speaking with them at the Austin Build. And then
Okay.
the other exciting news is that we're partnering with some folks over in the United Arab Emirates and going to broker a deal over there where we're expanding our company and organization. So super
Oh,
excited about that. We've got some connections in Canada that want to take us into West Africa and do some things with oil and gas down there. So super excited.
hey.
And then we've partnered, one of our social impact companies that we've partnered with is Emancipate, and they help trafficked women and men and children in Southeast Asia and all over Latin America. And we've partnered with them to help us with some of our customer service work. And it's just been really, really exciting. They're helping us build out our network of people as well. and being able to give the Emancipate takes trafficked women and men and they put them through college. And so
Oh
we've got college
wow.
degree people that really are excited to start working with startup and giving them jobs. So yeah, it's very exciting, some of the work that we're doing.
I am digging that energy. You see, folks, what a positive, beautiful energy Digibuild is putting out into the world. April Moss is amazing right here, yo, with the company. Dope, dope, dope. All right, so last question, two questions here, but this is my last one related to this, and then we're gonna see where you're gonna be speaking at, because that'll be my last one. But given your background and expertise, do you see digital assets playing a role in the future of construction finance or asset management?
So you broke up for a minute. So what was that
All right.
question?
Given your background and expertise, do you see digital assets playing a role in the future of construction finance and asset management?
Oh yeah, they're already doing that. Even with you can now go out and do partial, um, own a piece of real estate in a huge skyscraper now, right? So if you
Okay.
think about fractional real estate, right, you can go out and invest and have an ownership in real estate, things that you'd never been able to do in the future. So that's really up and coming there. So I really see that. I think that you'll be able to buy carbon credits. It's one of the ideas we had about procuring carbon credits through DigiProcure. So companies
Really?
and suppliers that have more carbon credits exchanging them on a database on there. So we feel like that's going to be a major deal, and even procuring potentially labor through digital assets, allowing like welders and other subcontractors to be able to have their credentials put on our system, and you could go out and bid for their work, but actually see their work. So credentialing and suppliers even. So credit and reputation. So we've got ideas out there, and that's where
Yeah.
we're headed.
I mean, I love Black Mirror, and this sounds so Black Mirror, that point system, like, this person has so much value, so they get that
Yeah.
paper. But again, I get this is what tech is, and and our forward movement and evolution, right? I mean, the integration of technology, humanity. What's next? We're gonna have a cyborg. Hey, let's go. Mega's ready to be a robot. Just playing.
I gotta be a robot, but yeah, I need a robot to help me clean my house for sure.
I don't want to clean. I want to clean. I'll be one of the superpower ones. You know what I mean? Let's go. I'm a comic book fan too. All right. So April, are you going to be speaking anywhere where anyone could, check you out and kind of learn more about
Yes.
about what you guys are doing?
So in 2 weeks, I'm going to be at Austin Build, and we'll be sharing our product there at the Austin Build. So anybody in Texas or Austin that want to come visit us, we will be there. Let me get you the dates. We'll be the 16th and 17th of August at Digibuild. We'll be presenting at the Austin Build.
Excellent, excellent.
It's
There we go. There we go.
at the Palmer Center.
All right. Is that going to be your last show of the year
No, we're looking at doing LA Build as well. That's going to be
okay?
in September. We're also part of the American Association of Home Builders, so we're going to be speaking at I think it's in California. I got to get the dates on that, but that's kind of, we were at London Build last year. We may or may not be at London Build this year. So
Okay,
we're doing a lot of smaller things in localized areas now.
great.
So we're not doing as many. I've probably been to, oh my goodness, I don't know how many shows in the last year, at least 15, 20, and
Oh
spoke at
wow.
most of them. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So it's cool.
I know you're waiting for the holidays.
The holidays actually, shut down. So it is a quieter time, but there's not much quiet going on here. We have a holiday here, but overseas they don't. So we'll see.
Well, listen, April Moss is in the business, folks. I mean, doing what she do, kicking butt and taking names. That's right, yo. I appreciate you taking your time to allow us to explore what you guys do at Digibuild. I mean, fascinating stuff. Folks, you guys want to learn more? Check it out. Visit the website digibuild.com. The links are below. Again, learn what's popping here, the future construction. I mean, amazing, April. Thank you for your time, for real. I really do appreciate you chatting with me. Let us know where you're going to be at, what your head at. And, you see, you told me in the green room, I wasn't so sure about the blockchain, but you smashed it, in my opinion. All right. So,
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Well, my tech team will be very happy.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They should be very proud. And again, everybody, thank you for
Thanks,
joining.
Al.
This is season 2, episode 1. We got a whole lot more this season, so just stay tuned. I'll also tell you what to do. Hasta la próxima, mi gente. ¡Huepa!